What if I told you there's a way to achieve all of your goals without actually having to chase them? And I know that sounds impossible because our entire lives we have been taught that there is this linear relationship between working super hard and getting results, but that is absolutely false. In fact, I followed that narrative my entire life. I worked tirelessly, I did so many all-nighters, and I pushed myself beyond my limit. I thought burnout and stress was just your average normal part of daily life, and I couldn't have been more wrong. Because the second that I learned about this concept of the law of least effort and how to actually achieve more by putting in less, my life has changed. I have never been more successful or never been more content with my life. And it's truly all about learning how to work smarter instead of harder, and also releasing control and shifting your mindset. And of course, I'm gonna break it all down for you in this video. As always, here are the video chapters, and with my socials, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, you name it, and also my second YouTube channel where you guys can see my daily life and how I actually implement everything I talk about on this channel. Chapter 1. First, I'm gonna be sharing with you all of my favorite hacks, habits, and tools so that you can achieve more and be hella productive while putting in less effort and less stress. And then in chapter 2, we're gonna cover mindset shifts and what the law of least effort actually means, because truly I think it's more of a mindset than anything else. Okay, habit number 1 is automation and AI. You are stressing yourself out to the max by not taking advantage of the time we're in. The amount of free resources at our fingertips, social media, the fact that we have something called ChatGPT. I personally love to use Notion to handle all matters with my team, to make sure that I'm as organized as possible. I use an app called Structured to make sure all of my tasks in the day are time blocked, and also have timers on them, which just pushes me to work harder. And also every single day, I'm not like, what am I supposed to do? Because it's already been laid all out for me. And another thing I love about this app is that it's actually got an AI assistant built into it if you pay for the premium version, which I did recently. So I highly recommend looking into that. Otherwise, a calendar app will do you so nicely if you set up like color coordinated calendars, which I did for every single area of my life. So like my social calendar is all the blue events, my important events are black, my YouTube work tasks are all red in my calendar, and so on. And when it comes to automation and productivity tools, this doesn't just stop with your daily life. Let's say that you're a business owner. Building up an email marketing list is so important in making sure that you're getting more sales and more customers with hella less effort on your part, so you don't have to stress about continuously creating new marketing content. If you just put out the story or the post once to collect emails, you can constantly push these out on an automated schedule to make sure that you are converting your customers into active sales for your business. There are endless examples for whatever niche or job that you are in, but one of my personal favorites is using Skillshare to make sure that I am up leveling my knowledge without having to do any of the research myself. This learning path really emphasized to me that productivity and achieving more with less effort is really about doing your future self a favor and setting up these systems and productivity tools in place so that every single day you get to do less thinking. All of the hard work is done and you can just flow through your day because you know exactly what to do, where to do it, and it's kind of all sorted for you. Point number 2 is the 80-20 rule. The 80-20 rule is so smart. This is when you start planning out or blocking out all of the tasks you have in your day, and then before you jump into doing them all with no actual plan or strategy, you have a look at all of these tasks and you actually just take the 20% of the tasks that will end up giving you 80% of the results you are after. The idea about this is not every single task you have in your day, for example, emails and other admin-y tasks, are gonna give you your biggest result that you're trying to get with your productivity or success in your business or whatever you do. So an example of this, if you're a business owner, is that 80% of a company's profits come from 20% of its customers. So instead of trying to get your name out there and create all of these new marketing campaigns, actually 20% of your full to-do list for the day could have just been looking at your analytics, looking at what repeat customers you have, and then targeting them with one specific email campaign, reaching out to them or offering a discount, rather than trying to do 101 things in a day, because you'll probably get the exact same results by just doing the task I just mentioned. Another example, let's take me and my job as a YouTuber, for example. 80% of the results I get in my career, which is obviously new subscribers, people resonating with my content, building a real community, comes from the value that I offer in my videos. Now, I have a long to-do list for the day as it is. You know, I have emails to do, I have events and meetings to attend, but really, if I know all of the value and all of the success lies in the content that is in each of my videos, my number one priority every single day is to do the research and plan out each of my videos to the absolute smallest detail to make sure that I'm providing as much value as I can, rather than wasting my time on making sure, oh my god, am I posting on TikTok every single day, or is my Instagram picture super pretty, or am I responding to every single comment? Because none of that makes up the bigger picture and contributed to my success in the first place. Therefore, I am lessening my stress in the moment and getting more results by doing less, by just prioritizing on the days where I might not have as much energy to commit to every single task on my list. Habit number 3 is to evaluate and re-strategize. This is something that I've really been focusing on the last few months, and it's a little bit more niche, but stay with me here. If you guys have been here for the last year, then you know my YouTube success journey was absolutely crazy. I went from 2,000 to 100,000 subscribers in 3 months. And the most common question I get asked is, how the hell did you do that? One, I have an entire video detailing how I did that, but overall it was because I spent what must have been 2 or 3 weeks every single day not filming, not editing, not planning videos, but planning my strategy on how I was going to grow in the first place. Like I said before, I'd put the planning in beforehand to do that favor for my future self. So when it came to sitting down and recording or writing the script for a video, half of the work was taken out of it, because everything I was doing to make a video was instantly more likely to be successful because of the planning I did beforehand on what makes a YouTube video very successful. Now, as my job and as my YouTube has grown over the last year, I have many more responsibilities, and I realized recently I never sit back and re-strategize anymore. I'm not evaluating what's going right and wrong like I used to, which is the thing that contributed to my success in the first place. And so I made the very smart decision to start hiring a team so that I could do that for myself. So now I have an editor, I have an assistant, I have managers, I have a few other people working in my team to take off some of my workload, not so that I can relax and go on holiday every single week, but so I can sit back while they are working in my business so that I can work on it. And if I know this is the strategy and this is the value and this is the way we need to do this, or this is how we should change this, then I can instruct them accordingly. But let's say you want to be promoted in a job or get a new job, instead of applying to 100 jobs a day, why don't you spend one day watching videos and researching how to create the best resume? So then every single job you do apply to is more likely to hire you as a result. Same goes for if you're a student. Do you know the amount of videos online, and I have some on my channel as well, on how to be the best student, how to conquer high school. I have an entire video on how to write a first class essay that is absolutely foolproof and got me a first class degree. And there's even been people online that said that video helped them get first class in uni from watching one video. But imagine you spent hours writing, not knowing what was gonna work, and then not knowing what grade you were gonna get, when really you could have cut out all of that workload, all of that thinking, and all of that stress by just planning what the structure of the essay was gonna be beforehand. Habit number 4 is simple: quality over quantity. Let's say you are a social media manager, for this example. You can burn yourself out and stress yourself out by thinking, oh my god, I have to be, posting 3 times a day because that's what the algorithm wants and that's what everybody else is doing, and how are we gonna be remembered? Or you can work smarter and with less effort by putting in more thought to just 3 posts that you spread out across 1 week. So instead of putting in so many hours to, oh my god, we're gonna need like 20 posts to post in a week, now you just need 3. But if you have studied before and you understand your consumer and who you're targeting, these posts will get you the most analytics and the most follows and the most traffic to whatever you're promoting. 3 good quality posts are more likely to go viral than 20 meaningless posts that you've created just because you thought, I put loads of hours into making this look super aesthetic. It doesn't matter. Habit number 5, time blocking and time saving. My personal favorite that I incorporate into every single day. So for this, I've mentioned this a few times, I use Pomodoro timer on my desktop. When I used to study, I would use this. When I was writing my book, I use this. Whenever I'm doing like a long work task, I also like to use the 3-minute rule, which you guys can look up, it's very popular. And then I will either do a time-lapse video of myself working on a task, or I'll use my app Structured because it times your time blocks to basically give myself that sense of urgency. And one thing about the law of least effort as well, which is never mentioned, is you burn yourself out and you feel like you're putting in so much effort because you wasted a whole day, or you wasted 2 hours procrastinating scrolling on TikTok. If you just did yourself the favor of making sure you've built uninterrupted workflow, all of a sudden you have the time to chill in your evenings and relax and decompress. Habit number 6 is to reference. And what I mean by this is to constantly reference back your monthly, yearly, or weekly goals to make sure that you're actually targeting the right things to once again get 80% of the the results. I am constantly ticking things off my vision board. I'm looking at it right now because I don't forget about it. I am constantly looking back at the end of every single month. I do a little review and I'm like, oh my God, all of the goals I set for myself in January, I'm doing it. It's done. I'm like halfway through the list and we're not even halfway through the year. It's all completed. Why? Not because I wrote it, forgot about it and hoped that it would magically happen, because every single week I look back at that list and any spare time blocks I have in the week, I'm like, okay, I told myself I was gonna learn how to invest. I'm gonna write in, read this investing book, start investing in these stocks, listen to this podcast. 1 hour, once a week, spread over 12 months. And by the end of the 12 months, I would have done the damn thing. The next step is all about batching work. This is actually a very important and popular productivity method for a reason. And I schedule my week like this every single week. But essentially, whatever you do, it can be applied to. The rule is to make sure you're using the same part of your brain each day and to group like tasks together so you're not wasting time switching gears or trying to do a bunch of different things all in one day. So an example of this, me as a content creator, I have my on stage days. These days are, for example, once every Tuesday. So every Tuesday I film a YouTube video. It's Tuesday right now. And I'm on that schedule like clockwork. And on these days, I get all of my filming done. So I film a YouTube video, I'll film any brand deals I have to do, I'll batch a bunch of TikTok content, I'll make sure my Instagram is up to date, I'll do a Q&A on my Snapchat stories. Because in the morning I'll wake up, I'll get ready, I'll do my glam, and then I know I'm on camera. And that is in the mode I'm in all day, you know? I'm enthusiastic, I'm ready to talk, I'm ready to be seen and perceived. And then on Wednesdays, I'll focus on emails, I'll focus on writing, I'll focus on planning content, planning podcast episodes, talking and having meetings with my assistant. I'm in that same mode all day. It's actually proven that by using the same area of your brain and grouping those similar tasks together improves your workflow. To sum this up, I just think every single day should have a theme. So like Tuesday is my filming day, Wednesday might be my admin day, Sundays are my prep and organization days. So I meal prep for the week, once again, saves me so much time so I don't have to whip out the same pots and pans and then wash them every single day. No thanks. And then I'll also plan out my calendar every Sunday. I'll do my food shop, I'll get my exercise done, etc. Habit number 8 of the law of least effort is to stop underselling yourself. Now, this was a very hard lesson for me to learn, but I realized I was stretching myself so thin, especially when I was starting out as a content creator, trying to attend every meeting, trying to answer every single email, trying to work and create content for every single brand deal because I thought if I'm doing more work then I'm making more money. False. You are underselling yourself. You are accepting every single offer which is way below the rate that you have set for yourself. And this includes if you're a business owner and people are trying to partner with you, etc. This is such an important mindset shift, which obviously we're going to delve into it in the second half of this video, but also an important manifestation tool, because when you're like yes, yes, yes to everybody, and I'm not even talking from a business perspective, also when you're doing favors to people and you're like, yes, I'll do this for you and I'll do that favor for you. Once again, you're spreading yourself thin. You're putting way too much effort into your life, meaning you are too burnt out to actually get 80% of the results in whatever you want to succeed in, when really you should be prioritizing what matches your value and where you want to go and what you prioritize. Because if you're out here saying yes to everybody or accepting offers that are lowballing you, it's representing a scarcity mindset. And it's telling the universe, I don't think I'm worthy enough to be able to say no to this person or to decline that offer or to decline that event because what if I fail or what if I don't make enough money? You should be able to say no to as many things as you want because you know the right offers and the right amount of money is going to seek you out. I've seen so many videos from fellow business owners say this online as well, and it's something along the lines of, you know, you could choose to undersell yourself and like, let's say you're doing coaching calls and you're selling each one for £20 an hour, or you can raise your price and you can raise your value and do that research beforehand to actually just book in 3 calls a week priced at £500 each. And then that's just 3 hours of work for the same amount of money that you would have received otherwise, and now you're less burnt out, if you get what I mean. The next habit is email blocks. This is similar to what I've already said, but this is so important because Adobe found that on average, people check their emails for an average of 3.1 hours per day. And so the goal with this, if you can, is to outsource it or just time block to checking your email for 1 hour a day. That's what I do. I either decide to look at it first thing in the morning and then I won't touch it again till the next morning, or I'll wait until the end of the day where I get back to all of the text messages from my team, my managers, and emails. And then the last habit for the law of least effort is my personal favorite, and this is to plan for procrastination. If you don't do this step, procrastination is basically an endless cycle in your life. And what I mean by this is, let's say you have a full day of work tasks on a Saturday and then you don't do them. You procrastinate once, right? And then on Sunday, you have everything you planned for on Sunday, plus to catch up on what you missed on Saturday. And now you have a to-do list that's twice as long, more overwhelming, it's more scary, it's more tiring. And so then you procrastinate because that's why you procrastinate procrastinate in the first place, right? And then that's pushed over to Monday. And then you have Monday's tasks, and it goes over and over and over again. And this is why you have to plan for procrastination. You have to commit an entire day where you never schedule anything. And my plan for procrastination day is Sunday. So it's normally a completely free day. And if I haven't gotten my work tasks done during the week, on Sunday, I get to do them without it being piled up on a bunch of other tasks, which makes the entire day more overwhelming and then more likely for me to procrastinate all over again. Plus, it's motivating because it means if I get all of my work done during the week, Sunday becomes my rest day, my day to do whatever the hell I want. This way you have no more catching up, no more stress, and no more missed tasks. Chapter 2, explaining the law of least effort plus the mindset shifts that are going to help you in doing this. So what is the law of least effort? This is a concept that challenges traditional views around success. Views that have suggested that we have to work extra hours, take no breaks, not rest, and engage in this hustle and grind culture to be worthy and deserving of success in the first place. The law of least effort teaches the exact opposite of this. It teaches us that we can achieve all of our desired outcomes and goals through ease and rest and balance and believing that we are deserving of all of our goals without bending over backwards and breaking ourselves just to get them. So really it's about shifting and aligning your mindset to believing that everything you want is already for you, and it will naturally align itself to you and your life without any need for control, force, or excessive working. And in this chapter, I'm going to break down all of the mindset shifts that is going to get you from I need to work 24/7 to I'm a law of least effort baddie. Now that we know what law of least effort is, the first mindset shift of course has to be reaffirming that you're good enough as you are. A lot of the time, comparison to other people's journeys, these expectations of needing to be successful or at a certain point at a certain age just facilitates a greater scarcity mindset, which then interrupts our manifestations and makes us overwork because we think we're not deserving of our goals yet. Therefore, you start working extra hours and you are pushing yourself to a point of exhaustion, which is then unproductive anyway, then causes further procrastination because you have nothing left to give. This also links into the stress of feeling like you're behind or it's taking you too long to achieve a certain goal, so you're pushing yourself even more and overworking yourself and not allowing yourself to take breaks or actually enjoy your life because you feel like you should be at a certain point in your life, when in reality that goal is coming to you. You just might not be ready for it yet. Maybe you have a few more lessons to learn on the journey, or you are just over pressuring yourself and not realizing that you put all of these expectations on yourself when you are already worthy and capable of getting the thing, but because you're timing how long it's going to take, you're stressing yourself out for literally no reason. And so the goal here is to shift our subconscious mind and our programming to I am deserving of getting all of my goals and all of my desires as I am. Of course I'm going to work towards it. Of course I'm going to work on my craft and what I bring and how good I am at my job and the value I bring there. However, I am still deserving of having a balanced life and taking days off and resting and not having to overwork myself. And my favorite way to do this personally is a vision board and visualization. I already have multiple videos on my channel about confidence along with manifestation, which will help you with this. But ultimately, I can see myself achieving every single one of my goals so clearly and so vividly to the point that I literally get giddy at the thought of like driving my dream car, living in my dream home, all of that, because I know I'm gonna get it. I'm nowhere close to these goals yet, and I can physically feel what it's like to have them, and that takes all of the stress, all of the pressure, and all of the expectations out of it. Because overworking yourself really at its core represents this limiting belief that you might not get it, that you're scared of failure, so that you have to sacrifice your own happiness and your own peace to try and get this thing because you believe it won't come easily to you. When you can so clearly see that thing happening for you, all of the stress gets taken out of the equation. This links into mindset shift number 2, which is detachment and embracing the natural flow of your life. Since we already spoke about vision boarding and visualization, detachment is so important to know here. And the more I learn about the law of least effort, the more I realize how important detachment actually is. In a nutshell, all this means is you're not actively chasing the goal or the thing or the job, whatever you want. You are doing your part, focusing on what you can control, and then letting the rest flow to you naturally because you know your belief system allows you to be confident enough to know that you are going to get the thing. And this is so important. You have to focus on what you can control, which is putting in the amount of hours each day that aligns to the energy or capacity that you woke up with that day. Because yes, that's right, you are not a robot. You cannot show up in the exact same way every single day. You cannot tell yourself you know, I'm working from home, I'm building a business, I have to work 12 hours a day today, because that is the narrative that I have been told, that I have to work longer and harder than the average person to be worthy of this success. No, if you woke up and you are PMSing and you were like, I don't have much to give and I feel a little bit burnt out, you're gonna do 2 hours of work in the morning and you're gonna know that's all I could give today. And that's all that was in my control. But at the end of the day, I know the goal is still on its way to me. And that is a great example of being detached. It's really about having this inner self-confidence that you know everything is gonna happen as it should. And detachment in my life right now, if I use myself as an example, is I allow all of the good and even the bad to come in and out of my life, because I know everything I want is on its way to me. So even if it takes me longer than somebody else to achieve this thing I'm working for, even if I get rejected from an opportunity or a job, doesn't matter, because I still know it's on its way to me, that everybody's life path is unique and different and things are working out on my timeline in the way that they should. And finally, the last mindset shift and tip for this video is to accept impermanence. Essentially, this is a very important reminder for you to remember on this journey of shifting away from hustle culture into, I am deserving of all of the abundance and all of the success without having to sacrifice my balance, my joy, and my peace. And accepting impermanence is about realizing nothing in life is permanent. And so therefore, there is literally no point in being attached to any sort of specific outcomes, situations, relationships, because change is inevitable. And it's such a beautiful part of life. You're gonna fall down, you're gonna fail, you're gonna change who you are, you're gonna evolve, you're gonna change your standards, what you want and where you wanna go in life. And life got so much more peaceful for me when I realized that change is an inevitable part of life, because then I stopped taking everything so personally. It allows you to become more accepting when things don't go your way, and to actually sit in that moment, see the lessons that are around it, and actually stay present with where your life is going, rather than throwing a pity party or getting into this survival mode where you're like, oh my god, I need to fix things and I need to do this and go there. And no. You can just accept it, you can sit with it, you can build your peace around the turbulences and adversity that life throws at you, because it's normal and it happens to absolutely everybody. When you embrace this change, you're basically allowing yourself to flow with life naturally, which is exactly what the law of least effort teaches. It's about learning to resist this urge to control the uncontrollable and instead become more adaptable, whether it's in big ways in terms of your career or your goals, or whether it's in small ways like, I don't wake up with as much energy today and that's okay. I'm not gonna beat myself up about that. I'm still gonna remain with my abundance mindset. I'm still gonna show up consistently by putting in 30 minutes of work and knowing that I am still deserving of everything I desire. And that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please comment down below. Let me know what your favorite fact was that you learned in this video, or what you're going to implement after learning this video. Yes, there is no homework chapter, because the first chapter of this video basically was a homework chapter. Make sure that you start implementing those habits or those mindset shifts. I would love to know what you're going to do. Thank you so much for watching. The fact that you're here watching me right now at the end of this video, you're a real one. Someone takes their goals in their life very seriously, and we love to see it. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you same time next week for a new main channel video. Bye!